watched Alhasred's stream that we raided into. Just as I was closing down my stream, he started streaming. And then of course I had to stay there. I have to watch it. For a bit at least, just a bit, just not a lot of hours. Right, the mic. Hello, Mike. Are you working? Good. Now you can probably hear me better too. Anyway, he was installing a LAN Turtle, I guess, from scratch since he had to reset it, and it seemed like the features were nice, but not like the device itself was well built. So I started thinking, well, we know what the thing does here in this script. I know that it uses the responder that I have on my list of things to check up. So I'm thinking we'll simply use, I haven't even brought it forward yet, let's see here. So this is my Pi that's not installed, but I'm thinking we'll use the one that is installed so we don't have to redo everything. Cause we wouldn't have time for anything then. So where's the other one? Here. Oh, so maybe this was the one. Did I manage to close the box that good? Okay, this was the open one. Oh my god. The shower was hot. I'm sweaty. So could I need anything else from this box? That's the question. Oh, I actually had my screwdrivers here. I was looking for these. And I thought they can't fit in that tiny space. And they did. Oh, and we have lots of stuff here. And here I found even more components and chips. So I'm thinking we'll start with this, which is kind of big, and try stuff out, and then we can try and get something tinier if we are successful. So oh, there's even a hard drive in here. And my special power cord for my phone when it didn't have a battery. There, I think we're done with this for now. Oh, I'm still sweating. I also, dried my hair. It was kind of warm too. So, and usually I just love warmth, but I guess there's an SD card here, which has the operating system. But I guess we power this. We have tiny HDMIs, so we need a converter. That's probably in the drawer too. Should we get the microscope out just to get started with this? I guess so. Now let me just pour the motor first. So I have something in my tummy. Yeah, not too much, because it kind of expands the moisture in the yogurt. And let's bring the microscope over. And not actually film the yogurt, right? If you put it kind of high up, and let's plug in its power, and we'll see if my camera dies or the mic dies. That'll be interesting. Mic is still working, camera still working. Well, of course, I didn't have the actual USB plugged in. So let's do that. Now we're still using the not as good USB. So seriously, I'm going to switch this because we're going to use the bad one for the pie, because it's not actually much worse. So I'm going to put the microscope one into the one I used to have for it, and there's a port open that one in that hub. So let's see. Here we have an HDMI cable. Though we need a converter too. And microscope, HDMI cable into the other converter. So is it the upper or lower one? We'll see. If I switch it, put it in the wrong one, we won't get an image, right? And there, the camera died, so the mic is still working though. USB will be USB. Right, so let's switch to the microscope one. And let's get these sources working again. So I'm going to switch to my camera one. Let's see here. And hello there. Unfocused image. It was actually not activated. That's interesting. So if we deactivate it and activate it, that's what it should look like. There, the image is back. So now let's go to the microscope one. I did make buttons for this, but I guess I shouldn't make them double. So microscope, looking for the source. It usually just works, you know, so I usually don't have to do this. So now I'm deactivating and activating. Yes, the blue light is on. If we still have a black screen, I might have put the input in the wrong one. We'll see here. We don't have any light on it. I switched the input there. Still hot from the shower. Let's see. Can I see? Yeah, the light's on. I'm going to actually move the plug for the mic, sorry. The good thing with USB being that it actually mostly just works, right? So let's put the left screen back up. And when I pull the USB out, we got the problem again. But this time I'll be more nice and not remove everything from you. So let's see now. I'm deactivating it, activating it, and we have to wait a bit for it to realize. This with plugging stuff into USB on stream might not be a good idea. Oh well. Come on. I'm going to unplug it or deactivate it again. The camera itself has not been unplugged. I'm curious, will I have the same problem again when I plug the with the Pi in? I will simply look for the converter at once so we don't have this problem. I don't want to redo this again. Let's plug everything in we need first. So I'm digging through the door here. Looking for the converter. But I think I might have it in, yeah, it's in my like camera accessory thingy box. So let's see, plugging it into my other USB switch. So we have all the things that might mess things up. plugged in. Oh my. I know, by the way, why we don't have an image on the microscope source, because we didn't switch it to the new one, or to the old one, or whatever you want to call it. The image, though, should be working, so now we activate it again, and it should work, right? So I can move here now. Good. So let's go and fix the microscope one too. And we can also switch to the microscope scene, so we will easily see that it's not just me seeing stuff here. So I'm going to the source in OBS, microscope, I'm going to the properties, and I'm not sharing the screen that this is, so no, okay, black. It shouldn't be black ever from this device. We should get a test screen. So, why? Trying it here. What? Let's we could just skip the microscope. It's not important, you know. It's not a part of the thing. So it might not be worth spending time. Since I have limited time today, I'm just skipping it. So we could do a last test here. Because this is the input for the microscope, and this there we have the test screen. Let's see if we do this. So I'm just moving it out of the way here. If we switch to the other HDMI port, it does both in and out, this one. Let's see. I don't think this is the right one, but maybe it is. Okay, so the one called USB. I actually looked into renaming this, and it seems to be possible to rename them in the registry, which I could have guessed, of course, but anyway, so if that's a good or bad thing, we'll know when we try later, not now. So let's just focus this a bit and switch scenes. There, and let me actually preview this so I can see it too. So here we have the Pi, and this is a Pi 4, as you can see, and it has 8 gigs of RAM, and there's an SD card here, and it seems to be 64. See if I can well, it's 64. So, and this one has Wi-Fi and network. So, we also have pins we can use. I'm trying to have it as a maximum distance, you know, to make it possible to see as much as possible in the microscope without getting another camera there. So these are the HDMI parts. So this is the first one. So let me get the converter, and here we have the HDMI cable, which is plugged in already now, and the light is green, so we should have a test image there. Also tell me if you're annoyed by those wavy lines around my camera, because I just enabled them again, and I don't know if I'm friends with them. They disappeared mysteriously when I changed the mic name. I couldn't adjust the input source with the name change. So let's see. Converter, like 2 centimeters away from me. So the level of the box here? No, these are just angles. So, not a tiny to big converter here. Might be still in this box. Maybe it's still in that drawer where we started looking. So these are mostly in this drawer. We have this kind of thing. So stuff for mounting cameras and microphones and lights. Oh my god, I'm so sweaty still. Annoying. I didn't show it that hot, did I? I did turn it to max though. Maybe I shouldn't have. You learn. Oh,
Rage of Mid says, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I also have this phone we can use as the camera. In case we need one. I'm mostly thinking now we need the converter for the HDMI. Because otherwise we won't get an image that way out. And this is Kali installed on this, but it doesn't have any SSH setup or anything, so we would need to connect the screen. I'll check this drawer again. So, how is your morning, Rage of Mind? I hope you're not in a rage. So, converters and cables. This is a perfect cable for that. It's actually the cable, I guess, that came with it. Might have come... No, I guess not. I don't think there will come a cable with it, will there? Just taking the opportunity to check if I had anything else useful here for the project. I don't think so. The reason it's all audio in there, we have one of these eggs. Why is it in here? Should be in the kids' music instruments, right? No. So I'm switching the HDMI cable connected, because this was a normal HDMI cable with both sides being big, and since we need a tiny one, we can use this cable that actually has a tiny one at one end and a big one at the other. That's much easier than a converter, especially since I didn't have the converter. So let's plug this in and the tiny HDMI port, and the other one to the other converter, HDMI to USB. So now I'm plugging in not the USB because it was already connected. So I hope we don't get any problems. We will also need the power, which is USB. And I guess I'll have to open the drawer again. Do I have a box up there with those? But I don't think I have one in here, but I'm just gonna check just to make sure, because this is so much closer, you know. Right, let's see. We have also the power out, but I think it's the USB-C that's the intended power. Yeah, power in. So it's a USB-C, and I happen to have a USB-C just
Can you
here.
touch your elbows together?
Are we doing gymnastics already? You know, I have movement routines. You can make me do squats and stuff. Let's see here. If you do squats, I'll do that. So, new IKEA cable actually.
Fixerbot says,
new follower, Rage of Mine.
Welcome
Less
in
than
again,
3.
Rage of Mine. rage of mine, I mean. There, USB-C from IKEA. And we give the poor thing power here. We have the light on. And let's actually switch to a better screen, which is hopefully, well, I can as well show you my OBS while we do this, right? Here, so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to change one of the scenes. I think that this will be the VM capture one, and in this, let's go to studio mode, or you won't see anyway, right? So I think this is the one, meaning screen capture is probably the one. I didn't set this up yesterday, so
Rage of Mid says, what's your background?
It's just my logo. It's my logo. So I made that logo for. So here we have capture, and we don't want the Kali. We want one of the USBs. So no one of them is.
I meant
activated
your
by
IT
default.
experience.
I thought since you saw my background as a desktop. Yeah, IT and stuff and some playing with electronics. A bit of everything, you know. I worked as an IT specialist since like 95, and then I kind of stopped when I got my kids because they needed more of me, you know. So, and then I started before. I think it's a bit of it is in the about information. So we should be able to see the properties of this. Why can't I click properties? Because this is not a source. So USB video itself is where the device is. So let's see. We have several called USB video, and this should actually be the one. So if we activate it, why was it deactivated? Not to mix stuff up, I guess. The ones in this list should be the ones that are available right now, and this is the pie. There it is. So I was trying to get the other one again. Okay. So what on earth is this? It's too tiny. It's too tiny. Let's remove studio mode and just go to this one because I couldn't see what it said. Or of course I could go to this one and we could just move it away, and I'll switch to the screen as a preview, and I hopefully will see something. Okay, under voltage detected. So we'll move the USB. Let's just put it straight into USB 3. There. Well, let's see. Light is on again. Oh, this looks a bit like it got more power. It's kind of fun because it was connected, but through an extension cord to one of my powered 6-port USB hubs. So it should have had enough power. Voltage normalized. Log in. Come. Well, we should also, I guess, get a keyboard. I think I had a mouse over there. Let's get a keyboard.
R2959 says, hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Let's see if that starts. Keyboard. Right, of course we have the keyboard that we've used for this test. We'll just unplug both the keyboard and the mouse from the lab machine. We even got floppies here in the pile of things that ended up on this computer now. So we have a mouse and a keyboard. And that's the mouse I was talking about. That's over there. And here's the keyboard. There. Also, I'm curious why it hasn't started yet. So let's plug this in. So it got a keyboard. It's not that, it's just not... where is the mouse? There. This doesn't say anything about the mess I have in my desk, right? It's all ordered. If you don't find a mouse that's on the keyboard or on the desk, then there's something wrong. The charging phone is there too. My headset is there. We have pliers, not put back in the jar, from another stream actually. We have slackware from 2002 here. We have a saw from sawing this for the trying to build a gimbal thing. There, these pens are actually also from that project. There are some receipts from stuff like McDonald's and some napkins from there going to the trash, and other pliers. There was nothing at all on my desk that shouldn't be there, definitely. We also have an IDE cable and a converter. And another converter. Always you need a lot of these, right? Now it was for another thing we did on stream actually. I guess I stream all the time, then I don't have time to clean up between. So, just a few things there. Now
Dixerbot says,
space.
New follower.
I'll have space to put the
Less
mouse
than
on
3.
the desk.
R2959
Of course,
says,
we had even 3 more
what will be
pliers
on
there.
today's stream? Some car or something else? Translated from Italian.
I don't know if that was a good translation or not. You'll have to tell me. We're kinda looking at this Raspberry Pi that's just connected here. But we also need to have some keyboard and mouse connected to it. So that's why I'm just clearing up a bit on the desk. Putting like pens back in the drawer. Throat things, my water. No, it's kind of cleared out here actually. Another pen. And of course, a tiny screwdriver. That one's great actually. I have one of those in my car. You never know when you need a screwdriver, right? So, yesterday, Al Hasred, who's a great streamer, he had a new hardware device called the LAN Turtle from Mac5, and it was kind of a mess. It was the features that it, can give you are kind of great, but the way it's set up, it had this software is installed on ROM, it seemed, and there's a tiny bit of memory where you can put stuff to install more. I'm just ordering the cables a bit here, so so it had its problems but also its features. But I'm thinking like, well, I don't want to buy anything and it would take time, and of course it's nice to have a finished thingy just to play with, but it didn't seem perfect either. So why not just try and make something myself? Then I thought like, what could I just use to start testing? If you start with trying to build something with electronics, not a good idea. I think it would take forever too. But why not just try something that we already have? And we even have Kali installed on this one. And it was a Linux version that it was running. It had USB, it had networking in the form of, I think it had Wi-Fi too, but it also has the RJ45 connector. So it's pretending to be USB to RJ45, like network card for a laptop. And the Pi has all of these things, right? So let's see, does the keyboard work? Yes, I just restarted it. We'll see if it actually boots to a GUI as it should. It's not been updated for a bit, this one. And also I have a time today.
Cutback says, "Are your pussy hair is / are gray?"
I don't know how come it didn't block that message, but it is. I don't have any cats, so if you're not talking about my non-existing cat, I don't know what you're saying there. Anyway, I don't love blocking people, I don't wanna. I didn't do that for people sending images yesterday, and I won't do that for one message. But if you do more, I'll do it. So, let's see if we can get this started. Voltage normalized. It still has under voltage, and that might be why it has problems starting. But it says voltage normalized too. This is kind of odd. So it's not dead. If we unplug like the USB and plug it back in, it notices, but I don't really know what to do with this. I think that I started this installation by installing something on the SD card.
I meant your pussy cat.
Yeah. As I said, I don't have a pussycat, so. Let's talk about Kali. Let's talk about Raspberry Pis and whatever kind of technical things, not animals or anything else. And I should also get started with my breakfast. Anyone has any tips on this? It's kind of tiny though, right? I'm assuming it's doing 4K since this is a 4K thing. I should have bought a 1080p one since that's what my monitors are, So I'm in a kind of odd mode on my preview here of the wrong. Oh look, we have a login. Kind of good that I clicked there, though I did not expect the shell login. I think I have graphical on this one installed, and we was messing about.
Can you fix my green color to Paris?
I don't know what you're talking about. What green color? We need a fix so we can see that it's better, because it's too tiny for me.
Black green color.
It's still too Still too warm from the shower. So, if you don't talk tech stuff right now when I'm trying to focus...
Rage of Mid says, can you block him?
Yeah, I can, but should I? I don't want to block people if I don't have to. Yeah, okay. I'll do it. And I'll even remember that I can do... TPAC. Well, we don't have to do a reason. Right. Well, let's see. I've been having a kind of yeah, it's also a new account, right? I will see if that worked, because I did block it from my bot's account. And it just said ignored it, so we'll see. I could have tried the commands from the TDS2. So anyway, we have a Raspberry Pi login here. Let's just try and see if we can type. Is it Fixit? Is it Kali? What did I use for this one? Oh my, this keyboard is different. So where is the key that I use? There it is. You should have 2 odd special keys in your passwords, right? Incorrect. So let's try Kali instead. And this keyboard is kind of odd. As you can see, the enter key is not really as it should be. It could be just like root. What? Okay, something happened. I don't think that's it, you know. I think it's Kali probably then. And it could be password. We might have to reinstall this, cause it did act kind of strange. But I'm not sure I have a SD card reader. It would be kind of quick, I think, otherwise. I just assumed that this would work. I'm thinking a bit that let's do the research, because that's just one part of it, you know, the hardware. We also need to decide what to put on there. And except from Kali, all the other things we need to dig into those too. So I'm actually putting the keyboard aside here. And oh, sorry, poor keyboard, that's the escape key. Before we do this, let's restart it one more time. We have this voltage problem. I'm thinking we should use another cable than the IKEA cable, maybe, and try. I have this cable. This charging cable is straight from its own charger, not from my computer or the. And I'll just add a converter to this. So. Are these more SD cards? Oh, apparently I have three more SD cards here. Oh, they're tiny. 2 and 8 gigs. Oh, I found another lock too. So, let's see. I guess this is kind of boring, right? So let's do this instead. I don't think this is the right box, but we might have a converter here for later. Look, it's a card reader, but does it have... It's an old one. USB 2. Well, yeah, with a converter this could read SD cards. Let's see, over there. So we could use a converter, I guess, and there's just USBs in here too. One of these has like Kali, I think. But this is the one I was looking for. Oh, that's older cards. Anyway, let's see here. This is the converters. This is normal USB to USB-C. The same, but I think we have one from micro USB. It's just tinier. So here, if we use this, let's see if this power is better. Or I will have to see to connect it to something even more powerful than this. I guess. Oh, I think even the lights are like brighter now. I don't have a button. I'll have to go to my OBS to switch back the scenes. I understand people that just ban at once. I kind of feel that I should be like, you know, an adult and don't do that. Because I think it's kind of the job of adults to try and change the behavior of people that act childish. We're getting the login again, but I don't think we got the error message about the power. So let's try and restart it. This is installed a few months ago. We also have SD card converter that will fit in this reader. Let's see. Not in that slot. Would it be this direction and this direction? There. So it fits. So we could just try and connect this to the computer. And we could get that started while we look into the actual things we want to do. This is a card reader, only it has had some problems recently. We didn't find the cards. We can try it quickly. And I also have other cards, so we can try another card, not the one with Kali installed, in case I look off stream and actually find the password. This one is 200 gigs. That might be a bit too much, right?
Carsan Gamer says, "Hello there. New
Hello,
here,
welcome
smiley
in.
face."
So, we can always try this one first, and if it doesn't work, we'll take the old one. So if we connect these... Oh, there's a card in here too already. That one is from my hobbies.
So can I ask what you working with?
Currently we're trying to start a Raspberry Pi 4 with 8 gigs, and I think it's actually starting. And I was actually going to look to see if it has any power problems when it's starting, because it used to, but I think it's okay now.
Wow, nice.
So what we could do with this one, I guess we want as big a screen as possible on this one, right? So we can see when it starts Kali. This was installed on it, and hops up in resolution to a much higher one than I actually have.
I never worked with Raspberry.
Okay,
Embarrassed
good.
smiley face.
Oh yeah, you don't have to do everything, you know. And now it used to say complain over having low power, and when we switched to this power card, it likes it. It gets power from USB, so.
I'm an engineering student.
Okay, fun. Yeah, I can show you how it looks like. We can go back to the microscope. We were just looking at some SD cards here, because it uses a SD card as a hard drive. And this is a 200 gig SD card. And there. And we have another reader here in case the first one didn't work. So let me show you the here we have the Raspberry Pi. If I move the microscope a bit up, we can see a bit more of it. So it has Ethernet and for USBs. This is a keyboard and mouse plugged in. And here we have the HDMI 0 and 1. It's a full computer in this tiny thing. And this is the power line. We had 2 bad power. The SD card is here on the other side. Over there. And it has Kali installed. And it used to go to a graphical thing, I believe. So I don't know why it suddenly didn't boot there. Anyway, we could just reinstall, and we could install anything we want. Oh, look at that. So it has its LED here. This is actually red. It's just too bright, I guess. We can, if we want to, we could close in with a microscope. Let's see here.
The SD card holds the code or the program right, if I'm not wrong.
The SD card is like a hard drive, so it holds all the data. So it's the programs that it runs. So now the microscope is actually a microscope, not a camera, and we can look at what chips is on this if we want to. And it's not very clean, but this is tiny, you know. This is my finger. So the bigger chips, the logo. Yeah.
Fixerbot says. New follower Carsan
Welcome
Gamer.
in, Carson
Less than
Gamer
3.
again. Welcome as a follower. So, we don't really need to look at this, but I thought that you might be interested. That's why I thought I'd show you what it looks like, in case you never saw one. So now the Ethernet connectors on the USB, they are just giant, right? And that's just a tiny. And all of these pins we could connect stuff to. Yeah, and this is some other display, like a tinier display. Maybe we should get one of those. It would be kind of cool to have even more stuff to connect here. And okay, so this is a power LED. Now this is kind of too tiny to see. And when we started, we can see that this one blinks still. I can restart it again. Let's do Control-Alt-Delete here. And you can see that it's working. So now it does all the boot things again. We could have both up at the same time, of course. But as you can see, there are kind of tiny components. This is a USB-C, this big thing. And the tiny HDMI. So let's go back to the normal screen here. And the reason this is because I was previewing here. So we have to close the preview. There. So, I'm thinking for now, let's unplug the power cord here. There. So.
Car Sand Gamer says, BTW, I'm from India. Nice to meet you. Time for me to go. Have a good stream, smiley face.
Okay, the same to you. Have a good stream, or rather have a good day. Have a good day. If you're streaming, of course, then have a good stream. Yeah, so what I did yesterday, I got kind of inspired. So I looked at this. Okay, so this was more like a list of the hardware. I was looking for what hardware it has. And this is the device that you can buy. It's not mega expensive, but also it had limitations then, and also I don't have it in my hand. So this has let's see, I didn't even click on this one. It was just another place. I was looking for what chips it has and stuff, and I found it, but mostly I think I got information from ChatGPT actually. Right, I have two windows open. Why? Don't ask me why. So I started with asking it what chips it's using. It's using this one. It's kind of specialized one, and it's actually an Atheros chip in my Wi-Fi card. Anyway, we don't have this. We can't we don't want even to copy it closely anyway. That's not the thing. How would you suggest I build a similar? So I asked it, and so I did have thoughts, but it was suggesting a Raspberry Pi, you know. Though I would think it's a tinier one, right? But I only have these big ones. I guess you wouldn't call it a big one, though. Well, it's bigger. It's not this format. Have to look at the other one again. Why did I have two? I'm using the Raspberry Pi keyboard. So let's move that out of the way. And also, I should remember to eat, because I do have a meeting later today, so I don't have time to eat much after stream. Anyway, so let's say we use this, and you started to talk. I didn't read this, you know, but it is Kali, because the first thing, like it said, was operating system. So I think we might have to might want to run with things like this, modules. And actually, the fact that this free version of ChatGPT recognizes this thing and knows all about the latest version tells us something about its age also. And I just gave it some work here. It was thinking we would need to port it from Python 2 to 3. No, it's bash, and I misspelled bash, but then I just pasted this script into here, and it sent me Python, which is probably doesn't work, you know, it's not that good. I've not used Responder. I've heard about it. I have planned to look into it, so I'm thinking that's what we'll do next thing. I didn't do the end of the code, of course. So, And I just checked the code quickly, and I noticed that it has special stuff. So, just from the start of it, yeah, and it just sent us a tiny script this time. So, and I just said, "Oh, let's just do something. Let's do this." And he said, "Oh, that's a great idea." Yeah, of course, whatever. So, whatever. Let's just look at it ourselves instead of using ChatGPT. But that's just what I did when it was like 2 a.m. and I really should sleep, and I was about saying bye in Alstream yesterday. So, if we just totally forget the device and look at responder, just checking what was that? Why did it beep? I didn't tell it to beep for nothing. Oh, well. Okay. Gaining credential easily with responder tool. This might be something to read. Using responder to capture credentials. Yeah, maybe I should say that. What he did, what he was, he had seen someone use it to plug it into a locked Windows computer when they had on a physical pen test got into an office. And the person plugged it into the computer, and it pretends to be a network card. Just a normal network card, and it does like a man-in-the-middle thing and gets, when information is sent, like credentials things, like hashes, it kind of gets them and saves them. So it's really not a complicated thing. But I have not seen or heard. I've heard of it, like this thing exists and some people use it. That's the level I've heard of it. So we need to find more about it. So this might be a good start, right? So responder, it's what this use. Let's see. So this is what he was going to use and what they had used to capture those credentials. This module of the LAN Turtle, and it uses a responder. So we can also read this code and try and find out how it works. But I think to be able to understand this fully, we will need to know more about responder itself and how it actually works and what it is. And we can also test it ourselves. I guess not as a network card, but just in other ways. We'll see. I don't know yet how it works. So, tool website. Well, thank you. That's good to have. Alright, and this is a link that he used this on the stream, and I couldn't spell it right when I googled, apparently, because I didn't find it. So we want all repos. That was all the repos. Windows version. Various packs. Okay, so it seems like the responder is the main one there. And it has tools and things there. Lots of things removed there. So it's obviously a kind of updated repo. v6, v4. And lots of letters that don't say a lot to me. DNS, NTLM, relay. But I don't know what LLMNR is. We'll have to find that out. SMB all server. Yeah, so I guess we could just read all of this as a start. Usage. Or we just go to the usage, because that's what matters. What can we use it for? It's a Python script that I saw yesterday. Responder and network takeover set of tools created and maintained by programmers free software. So again, a popular tool. How old is it? Center of 40 forks and 5k stars. I guess we should easily find this, and we should follow this person. So we see if they do something fun. So here is the pie itself. We can also see dump hash pie, report pie, the packets pie, settings, utils. I assume this is a long file, but maybe it's not. It has all those files as dependencies, I assume, too. Let's open it in a new window instead. Try from socket server import, except from socket server. And we have the help output. And settings. I didn't read the first bit. This file is part of responder. That's licensing things first thing. In hope that it will be useful without any warranty. It's kind of fun that people sell things that use this, you know? I wonder if they give this person who created this any money. Responder must be run as root. And I'm trying to find where settings come from. But I guess that one of these because settings was one of the other Pi files. So was any of these imported without me noticing? Let's also look at these directories. Well, we're not going to read all the code, you know. I'm just getting a basic check on what it is. A directory for one file. So let's actually read this. Successfully tested from Windows 95 to server 2022. Clear text password is supported. That's our support. Server support. Okay, it's like this is the header and this is the rest of the text. So, well, I guess that's the limitations of Markdown. I don't really care right now what it... I want like a basic description before I know all the parts of it. Maybe the usage is best. Well, options. Example. Let's take the opportunity to make notes, as always. So I think this is actually in my to check here. Responder with just a link. So it's in Kali by default. On that we might actually want to open of course I have my Kali VM running too. I'm kind of disappointed that the Pi didn't just start as I thought it would. That's kind of annoying. But I'm just taking the opportunity to export one of the VODs to YouTube, since it takes like hours, half a day to do it. And I want to have everything like backed up here. We're still available after 14 days. So, Kali, hello there. And now, this is the password that I tried. Because I thought that I would have the same one. Though, actually, I might have used a longer version of it. Because at first I had it double the length, and that was kind of long to type, so... Now it's like 12 characters now of random characters to remember. It's still kind of much. That's my Kali password. Oh right, yeah, this is what we were doing yesterday. And I copied that. Open that. Oh, sorry. Trying to wake up still. Still trying to wake up. Maybe I should eat my breakfast. Now that I don't have a Raspberry Pi just in front of me. We don't have to use Kali either, but so we have Responder installed by default. And it must be run as root. We got that message. We also we didn't get much other information. What if we do Responder help? Yeah, because I was thinking maybe just one sudo anyway. And we get these examples. We noticed that this was the correct GitHub, the one we were at, right? Well, that's a support link, but it's still the same person. Alright, I have water in my ear and I realized that I didn't use my... there's been an echo all the time in the TTS because I didn't put this in because I was not really awake, I guess. We have analyze mode. We can select the interface to use. All. Local IP to use only for OS X. Poison all requests with another IPv6, another address than the responders one. And external IP here too. Basic authentication. Enable answer for DHCP broadcast requests. This option will inject the DNS server and the DHCP response. I am a bit tired actually. I can feel that. So we have it installed. If we just run it as sudo without help, what happens then? And I guess I should actually type the correct password too. Yeah, and there are mandatory options, of course. And the Ethernet interface, we could do all. Now we're just on a virtual machine, so. Oh, sorry. So if we were to do all, because we don't care right now, we just want to see what happens. I is missing. Okay, you need the IP if you do all.
Notorious Usama AK-47 says, please help how to learn writing scripts.
What kind of scripts? Do you mean Python? Like the one we looked at? I'm actually making a course in Python. I guess I should finish that so I can point to that. But I think there's Linux, like Bash then.
Yes.
I guess Google it, you know. I don't have any good resource for that, and I guess I don't really know that very well, because no one really wants to do that. If they can avoid it, they would prefer to make a Python script. So the question might be instead, why would you want to make a Bash script? Python is almost always available, or you could install it on Linux. So making a Bash script, I don't know why. I guess the reason that they have done this for this, the LAN Turtle modules, is because this is a tiny hardware device that can't fit Python 3 in its memory. You know, that's why. And that's the only reason that's a reason, is that they don't want to invest in more memory or an integrated SD card. It has a SD card slot apparently now, all of them, but there's no SD card there. And you couldn't even make it install stuff at default, according to Al at least. Well, he tried yesterday, he said, for hours. So it's not easy to do it, at least. So, but this is an example of a Bash script. And you can easily just look at this, the path, the URL. And you can see it's F, then else, FI. And here's a case. 0, 1. You can see the syntax here. So here apparently we exit for these two. So you can learn bash scripting by reading things like this. We can have functions, apparently. Maybe we should read this and see how it works. I was thinking of doing it and not just focusing on bash syntax. So this is where it expects to be installed. Snagging creds from locked machines. That's the purpose of this. To be used like at a physical pen test. It uses this character-based GUI that I guess its name is the turtle shell. So these are just the options there. So it's supposed to be run from there, which is not interesting for us. This is just where it put its loot, I guess. Oh, SD is resp root. So it assumes the existence of an SD card there. Or it might later. This is just variables, defined variables. Or I guess you should call them environment variables as it's bash. Resp temp DL. So temp responder download. Resp URL, the URL for responder. So let's look at that, by the way, again. So here, if we scroll up, we have releases too. There are new releases. Two branches too. Well, let's look at the URL. Responder archive master. Let's just paste this. Let's first just go to the directory here, and it's 404. And then, but the zip file is downloaded, and we can just look in it, and we have all the files there. Oh my, I'm tired. So these are just the same as we saw here. So I'm curious if they remove default source. Is this directory empty then? Self-signed sort sh. Oh, we have to click on it, of course. Okay. New X509. That's a lot of days. Key search, responder key out. Yeah, I think I'm going to go check on my kids quickly. Let's go back. And let's make sure that I don't have lots of tabs that are like not interesting. We could also look at like some YouTube video or something on this. And the year of this is interesting. 8 years ago. So it's 8 years old. The LAN Turtle itself. So what is this? It's information about the LAN Turtle. And in this version they had it like this, and they didn't have the cord, which is nicer with the cord, it's more flexible. What's the text here? Can't really read it. Here's the hardware specification. I was kind of looking for that. But I guess this is the first version too then, with no cord here. I'm just quick reading this. Seems to be, yeah, this is installing modules for it. If the module manager doesn't work, you need to manually install. And it's 11 o'clock. I'm reminded to do try hack me. But we're studying something else right now, right? You have to tell me if I'm on the wrong screen. Guys, you have to tell me. I didn't show you what I was doing. I'm reading here. And just to quickly. So there are commands exclamation mark left and exclamation mark right that you can use if I forget to switch screen. And that is the left one, and that is the right one. Move to docks. We're not really very interested in this. There was a newer image. So I think I looked at this and there were not as good specifications, or maybe it's just I don't think this is good enough. We can just skip that now. What was this? Yeah, this was like, also I was mostly looking for hardware information here, what's in it actually, because I was curious. So this is one with mobile networking too. Oh, and I think there were different versions. Do not remove. Oh, this might be fun to read, actually. This is just like, oh, that's what it costs. And this was someone asking something about it. Yeah, comparing it to something called Packet Squirrel. So of course we'll have to Google this too, right?
Breadboard Studios says, "Greetings fellow nerds, smile smile."
Hello, good morning, or whatever time of day you have.
Good morning.
So, we're looking at a few different things here. I don't think there was anything down here but that we need anymore, so let's close that. This is still interesting. This we already closed another copy of. Yeah, and this was our search today for responder. And the actual file. By the way, that... Yeah, I was curious about where the setting came from. Using responder to capture credentials. We can look at this more. Looked kind of similar. The Kali documentation for it. I guess we could quickly look at this. Don't think there's much here, right? No, so we can close it. And that was just a test. And then this is something else. So what is this then? This is something bigger. Looks like a bigger device.
Does it use the dual network ports from MIM?
For this one, the LAN Turtle. Well, I don't have any images anymore. This one, it works as a. You can plug it into a laptop and pretend that it's a network, you know. RJ45 on one end and USB in the other. This thing here.
Nice.
So there. But I saw Al Hasred testing this yesterday, and he had lots of problems with it. He had like hell configuring it, and it has RAM where most of its stuff is saved, and it has, you can save a few bits of things, but it's less than a meg. So you couldn't install Python 3 that it didn't have. It had Python 2 for some reason. And the script that it has, it's bash script. And it downloads responder, this, let's see, where is it? This module here, quick creds to get credentials. but it kind of feels like it's limited. Also, I don't have it, so I was thinking, why not just take my working, I thought, pie with Kali on it already. So we started with just starting this, and it didn't. At first, it had just too low power, so I plugged another power cord in, but we still didn't get it to start the GUI, and I didn't remember the password or the login, so I didn't want to mess with that right now because I just have like an hour left before I have to go to a meeting. So I'm thinking I've never used Responder, so I was thinking.
Can you clear the shadow?
Shadow?
For root.
Okay. I might have in my notes where it is, but also it's not updated, so we might just install a new fresh Kali on it. Might not be worth it, but that would be for fun, for
Keyboard and mouse to
looking at
single
it.
mode.
Yeah, do you want to try it? We can. It's still connected, just the power not there. I can connect it in. We can go in there. You can play with it. Let's see here. So it's starting. I should have a button for that scene.
Smile, smile.
So it's booting. I'll have to preview this on the screen because it's too tiny, There, so I can see too. Unfortunately, my HDMI to USB converter does 4K. I wish it didn't do 4K, because then I would be able to see what it says easier. So now it's not complaining about low power anymore, at least. So, and it's not dead, so if I unplug the keyboard or the mouse and plug it back in, it's alive here. And I think that if I click the keyboard, we get a login prompt. So we have the keyboard attached too. So what would you suggest from this? But I think it used to boot into GUI, so I'm kind of surprised that it doesn't anymore. Maybe I'm just not remembering it right. I think there are videos when I installed this on Twitch still. So what I was thinking was that I still need to learn what Responder is, how it works. So since this is not very fun to look at, I could zoom, of course, but I don't know if you even read that anyway. I pulled it up on my screen, but it's very tiny text. I remember messing about with it and fixing
Fixerbot
the resolution.
New follower Breadboard Studios. Less than 3.
Welcome. There's also a Discord, so if you wanna chat and stuff. Just closing my phone that actually mostly works as a camera, because it's not charging anymore.
Breadboard Studios says, I'm on Discord too, we'll join.
So do you have any suggestions what we should do? I'll continue with my breakfast that's long forgotten.
To clear the route?
I guess I'll we could do anything with it, you know. I can
Or
read
the other
images
part.
if it breaks. We can't log in because well, it could be just like Kali password. I don't know. You know? Too long ago. I think I tried my default what I would think that I would have used as default.
Reboot, and hit E on boot. To edit Grub bootloader.
You know, we can do anything. It doesn't matter because I can just re-image it. So I can just remove the
Then add single at end of the OMEU boot.
I think it noticed, right, that I clicked. Yeah, now I see the login there. Under it.
It will boot into local, then clear contents of /etc/shadow.
I don't think it could do the E thing, because I've never tried it before. So now it's starting. I'm clicking E a few times.
Yeah, it's funky, gotta catch it right at Grub bootloader start.
I've been clicking E all the time, like kind of this distance.
Sometimes it's a diff button.
Yeah. It would be fun, you know, to learn new things, and I have never done that. So let's do another try. We could always like Google what could it possibly be, of course. I'm clicking more now, lots of E's. E. I don't think if anything listening, lots of E's, as you can see, all the time. Oh, nice login. E. Okay, let me seriously just try and I would assume Kali. Let's try Kali as a password. I was kinda new to Kali when I did this install too. Typing slowly so it doesn't go bad by mistake. No. I think it's not the right thing. I have like a few minutes left, like 40 minutes. So I'm kind of thinking I'll close the preview for myself and let's look a bit quickly. What do you know about Responder? Have you used it? Because before I can do anything anyway, I need to learn how it works, and we don't need to look at the code for that. Use a responder to capture credentials. Um, mm. Yes, I know. Send me your hash. Here is my hash. Okay. So I mean, why wouldn't the server know this to start with? Do we somehow start this, but we don't show it in the image? Well, I'm quickly going to check on my kids. I'll be right back, so. I'm heating up some food for my oldest. Let's see. Let's remove this keyboard again. And I was actually thinking, did I like save? It's probably easier just to open a new one, and then it will, of course, definitely be sound here. That's so annoying. So let's go channel. And we don't want to see this. We want to just click videos. I guess I should get clips or tell people to make clips, because this one always pops up. Let's see now. So what if we do like all videos? Why is it still purple on the side? I don't mind, I'm just thinking why. Why not use all the space? I'm thinking we're going to have to scroll. I guess we could search, right? Look here. Flashing the SD card. I'm thinking it could be nice to know what it used to look like a long time ago. In July. That's how long ago. So I made short ones, and I don't know how I downloading software. I was more curious about the actual start setup. So you see, this is just when I started. So one is the unboxing, and that's this tiny bit, and then we have, where's number 2 then? Good thing I numbered them. Okay, so this is where we download the software. That's just 2 minutes. I'm going to install Kali as my first test. This one. And that's the thing that's behind my desk now. That's with 2 HDMI slots there.
And I don't think maybe
okay, so this is.
But if we do, we have them.
So this was just like, okay. So this has nothing to do with the machine yet. And then the third one.
So this is my first time, and apparently you download the software, the operating system, using the special program.
This is a booting. Let's see if I'm just looking for how did it look, you know? And we use that thing. Where have I got that? Does that mean that there were still already problems with my other thing?
Left. There. So.
And we had a white cable.
Let's go back to our desk scene. And we also need Kali, of course.
Is this one still running? I thought it was finished.
Get it. So we can see the
what? Okay, I thought I was done. And this is like a few seconds, 3 minutes. Okay. So it looked the same at the start.
That's interesting.
I guess this is the first start then.
Oh, it's a totally different resolution now.
Yeah, and it has a higher resolution.
It's probably because this is a 4K. This is 4K on this one. So
Yes, gubben!
maybe it actually is though it was cheap.
Okej, jag kommer med det.
Text is not for me. Totally unreadable.
Well, my kid needs help. How long did it actually? It's there, and I didn't listen. So I'm going to actually increase the volume a bit and listen while I fix something.
It's probably because this is a 4K. This is 4K on this one. So maybe it actually is though it was cheap. Because this text is not readable for me. Totally unreadable. Maybe I should have given the second go for the. Yeah, camera and stuff. Blah, blah, blah. So I changed the scene and I can read this time text. I'll just watch it for a second. Oh, now I can read it. Formatting service. I can see how horrible I look. Oh, we got Kali started. Raspberry Pi. I expect we have Kali. Oh, I clicked with the wrong mouse. Yeah, right password. Oh, we need to move some stuff here.
Fixerbot says. Welcome. Stream starts in 5 minutes.
Han gör säkert som de andra gångerna. Så jag behöver påminna om att pappa om att jag inte är hemma.
4 minutes.
Sorry about that. I assume that it started another one afterwards, right?
Let's get card.
So
It's
let's...
4K. So totally unreadable.
Yeah, tiny text.
So I change the scene and I can read this tiny text. Just watch it for screens. Not my service.
Yeah, and I can see it here already. It booted to the GUI.
See how horrible I am.
There's a first
Oh,
boot
that
on
Kali
this
started.
image,
Reply.
right?
I expect we have Kali.
So
Oh, I clicked the wrong mouse.
we can see that the login name there is Kali, and that little password was 4 letters. So we could give it another try. But I'm thinking, what could have happened, you know? It's been like on my desk with no protection for half a year. Since I started it last time. And this was the one before. So after this, was that number 3 or number 4? That must have been number 4. After that, I have not... it's this one, I guess. So now we're in Kali. In just doing stuff, you know. It just worked. So, yeah. So we don't need that. We have a suggestion for the password. Oh my goodness. I clicked back so that we got this. There. Okay. Let's give it another try. So we have VM capture. And I can't see this because it's tiny for me. I have to preview it to my screen. There. We have tiny text. We now know that we, at the start at least, had the login Kali and 4 letters password. It shouldn't be too many possibilities, but also this should have booted to the GUI, so something is wrong. It might have, like... I was actually thinking, I have another unopened Raspberry Pi, the exact same one. We could switch, put the SD in there and see what happens. In case something bad happened. So, let's do Kali. No? So let's do Kali. I think I've tried already lots of things here, but let's try anyway. I think I have the full video on my computer somewhere too. But then I need a date, I guess. But it was one of the first videos, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. Every time it hops up, I'm thinking, oh, was it the right one? And then it wasn't. I'm kind of thinking something is off here, you know. It's forgotten us, it's forgotten... I've tried whatever could be... Like, try pause. Kali 1, 2, 3, 4. I've tried Kali backwards, root backwards. 4 letters. Quer, maybe. QWERTY, with just 4 of them. Kali. Because this was not supposed to be a hard password, right? I think I was typing too quickly. WER. No. So let me feel in the drawer for the paperbacks of the exactly identical but unopened one. And I'm actually going to just put this SD card in this and see if we get a different. So no, this is open too. What will change? I'm removing the power, HDMI, USBs. So I'm trying to keep track of all the cables. Now we only have the SD card, so this is a bit hot, and I'm going to plug it in to this one instead. So SD card and keyboard and mouse and HDMI. There, and on the desk plugging the power in, and it's going to start. And this is new, though it has the same SD card, so it should boot Kali. And if there's nothing wrong with the first one, it should act the same. Yeah, and it does. So that's good. Because that might mean that something happened with the contents of the SD card, because something is different. The question is, what is different? Now we know too that it actually, as we looked at the video, that it just booted into the Kali GUI. Nothing strange with that. I do want to look at responder, but we have like not much of time left, so maybe we should actually get started. Maybe what we have time for is to start a download of a new image. And I guess those were from the page. So Pi. No, typing on the connected to the Pi keyboard. Let's turn it off, by the way. We have a hopefully working card reader writer. And where did I put the tiny one? Here. This is the 200 gig one. So let's just plug this in and see if this works. I'm plugging it into USB 3 there. We should get a drive popping up. And we have a not 200 but 183 gig. They know how to sell, right? That's kind of bad still. I'm doing not the one, cutting off the numbers instead and recalculating. Didn't we get anything here? Did I spell wrong? Raspberry Pi. Download. Operating system images. And I think we downloaded it here, I'm not sure. I was also thinking, if this is a new GUI thing, we should actually be using like one of the tinier cards. I think I had a 32 gig one here. We can do the 32 gig one with new GUI, like Debian or something. Then I'm comfy with that, you know. We can SSH to it. We don't need a screen and messing about with all this. We can start with setting that up. Maybe we should just unplug this and let's see if we can find a tinier one. So they are kind of stuck in this. That it found the card was good, because that means this is not totally broken, which I was kind of not sure that it was not. So let's see if we get something popping up here again. G, and apparently this one didn't work, so maybe not so stable after all, that one. And I'm evilly just pulling them, so I shouldn't do that, of course. It should be nice, and this time I'm using this, and let's see if it can read this one like this instead. Well, I'm moving that to the other screen, and let's look. I've never run the Raspberry Pi actual thing. Is this where we are? This is just, yeah, I think this is what we downloaded, right? Let's do that and click it and approve it and install it, and still no drive up, so I'm kinda not sure if this one works. I wonder what the one we had in the video is. I'm going to look in my drawer. Batteries. Flashlights, pens, CD. Pulled apart camera flash. So this drawer? In this cupboard. I think that one used to work. We also have different ones. We could also do this on my Kali laptop. I clicked start it, right? It started. It just started in the background for some reason. So this is what I'm interested in. Yeah, here we have more things, right? And we could select any ISO, I think. Okay, so these are the menus. Those are the ones you could download, I believe. General purpose. You can do Ubuntu here if you want. Media player OSs. Emulation and game OSs. Other specific OSs. And here we have Kali. I don't think this is how I did it though last time. I think there was like a general ISO thing. 230. Yeah, that's about time, right? Yeah, and custom image. But now there was a Kali one. I think this is what I used last. Yeah, there we even have Debian. Specific purpose Kali. And then there are special Kalis. 2, 3, 4. I don't remember if this is what I was doing. I don't think so. I think I downloaded the Kali image. So 0, 0. That's interesting that all of these exist. So let's see, what's the difference? It's 32 and 64-bit. I didn't think about this now, but I guess, yeah, it's 64-bit quad core. So 64-bit one, and this is 2.5 gig download, meaning this is a slim one. Meaning that's not what I wanted. We want always the following, right? That's what I did last time at least. So if we go back and we use custom here, and I think I put it on this drive. Is there an ISOs here? This one, ISO. No, I haven't put any color there, but let's do that. Let's download the latest. Maybe I should have x86 images there though, of course, confusion stuff, you know. This web page is always a bit confusing because if you scroll, you know, if you scroll you end up somewhere else. That's annoying to me. I don't like that. So images. Let's see what we have here. It's just these, right? So but we
Fixerbot
continue
says,
scrolling.
New
We'll
follower
get to the
Tinker
next
PhD.
one, right?
Less than 3.
No, we won't. So we'll have to welcome in. Tinker PhD, welcome in. Alright, we have to go back several because it keeps switching pages. So let's look at what the ones that had. Cancel. Other specific in this Kali. And this is see what I think I want to download. Oh, I'm scrolling down in the wrong place. I think I do want to download actually. But if these are the same, if the same size, we could just as well do it from there, you know. I guess we'll have to do that. I'm just thinking, did I delete the image? Images are kind of big. And of course we want an updated one anyway, but we can update it easily when it's installed. And before stream, my biggest worry was that updating Kali would take too long. That's quite funny. I'll have to make food for my kids soon. Or one of them. One already got food. So we need 64-bit for 4. Raspberry Pi 4. And this is 2.4. I guess that then we might as well just use its own downloader. Other specific. Kali. And this didn't exist last time. I don't think this option was here. Oh, so this is the device it's for. So if we set this before, we have to re-choose. Oh, that's annoying. So I guess it's intelligent then. It will only show us the right ones. Other specific. Kali. Yeah, now we only have the 32 and 64-bit ones. And now to the problem. We don't have a device. So when I plugged the 32 gig one into this one, it didn't work, but it worked with the 200 one. And now the 32 one is in this. I guess it could be this bit, but that reader looks very old. I'll just look in my drawer and see if I can find anything more here. Oh. I did look here already, but there's lots of things. Hard drives, glasses, tools. Oh, this is what everybody needs, right? A tool to do coax networking cable. I only had it there because I might send it to someone that I was actually interested in. So, oscilloscope is not what I'm looking for, and that's the. Let's see. That's the robot arm. We need to fix that to finish it. So nothing in there. And here we only have a motherboard, some graphic cards. Where could I have put the other reader? Well, I guess we'll do the 201, because I don't want to overwrite the one that might still be fixable, you know? Especially if this doesn't work. I don't trust this. Let's do another try with the 32 one, because let's look at the partitions, if it can see it at all. Might just not find partitions. So now it actually popped up, which is interesting, but that's good. Then we have a drive, the logic of USB, and we can see our tiny USB there. Well, we didn't have to debug anything more. This is always scary, you know. We did select the generic SD, and that's empty. It's very empty. Would you like to apply OS customization settings? Well, tell me the settings. Okay, we can set the name. So let's call it Calipi. And look, it's guessing. Let's call it Fixit. And can you see my password as I type? You can. So let's do password. Because if I try, I will try that. Wireless LAN. No, we don't need to. It will. It'll detect it. And this could be useful. Swedish keyboard. And we're in Stockholm. Approximately. We can automatically set SSH. This is very nice. And I think I'll actually change the password here. So there. So now I've changed the password to... It's kind of stupid that you can see it when you type like that. And we want SSH on and use password authentication. And what else? We will connect to the screen first. I'm just thinking we should use as much as checked media. Yeah, that's good. I assume let's also do this. And this is a tiny image. I guess this is good. Yes. All executing data on the SD card will be bye-bye. And while we're writing, I'm thinking... Oh, hello!
Welcome, Raiders. Adrian
Welcome
Learns
in.
brought 13
Welcome in.
friends to the party. Go drop him a follow.
Welcome
Adrian
in,
Learns
people.
says. Adrian 850 hi.
How was your stream, Adrian? Was it good? I hope it was good. I assume it was good. We're currently writing a SD card for a Raspberry Pi. And we're going to install its Kali image. And the aim here is to try and use a tool called Responder on it to get networking information. And this is a the Responder tool, simply. So it's a Python tool, and I think you do coding right, so that's why we're hopping to this. And it can, as far as I know so far, because I'm new at this tool, it can get information, pick up login credential or hashes information from the network when it's connected, but I don't know exactly how this works. We also have modules from this LAN Turtle, and this QuickReds module uses this responder, so I'm thinking I'll look through this too and see how it uses responder to get credentials. So it's for pen testing, for physical pen testing mostly. As you would plug it into a locked computer and check out the traffic. I should have saved the... let's do LAN Turtle. So this is a device that you can buy, and I don't have it. And that's mostly why, but also it was not perfect. I kind of heard yesterday it was kind of far from perfect. So let's try and like make our own thingy instead. And this also has a SD card slot. Oh look, there were more images. So you plug this into a computer and it pretends to be a network card. So our Pi also have these connections, right? And I have 2 Pis. I don't have that. And yeah, maybe we should start reading this, because I assume that this will take some time. We're 21%. then we should be able to boot. So it's
Or
not
she says,
extremely slow.
interesting project.
Yeah, welcome in. Or she, is that right? So we do all kinds of things on this channel. If you think like hardware stuff, we also have this robot arm that we're going to. We built this kit, and there's an Arduino on it, so we're going to control it, hopefully from stream in the future. We'll see. It was some time since we built it now, actually. But we'll do like different things. I study cybersecurity kinda a lot right now, so that's why that's not finished. But people can always request what I do on stream. So let's see. We are done with this. Can clear out some tabs. Let's keep that one up in case someone else pops in and I want to show them again. So that's where the idea comes from. We just downloaded this to make this SD card image that's currently been made there. We looked at the old videos on my channel from when let's see, yeah, when I did this the last time, 9 months ago. And not strange I didn't remember it, right? I was actually curious from last time what image we used. So I think good thing I put numbers, because it's like 1, 4, 3, 7, 6, 5, 2. So this is where we downloading the software last time. I'm curious. So just quickly. I did read something, I guess. We downloaded this, but oh, that was approval for the installation of this. And then, yeah, we did download here. We did download the file. And this is exactly the one that knows automatically in the imager. You don't have to download it. So I was kind of sure we did that last time. And we did. So that's... my memory was not all lost, at least. So actually, while that is working or doing its thing, I have to go and get my kids some food, or at least my 13-year-old needs more food. So I'll be right back. I was just about to leave when you raided, and I didn't want to leave at once. So we have more SD cards here to try different things if we want to. Maybe I should just put them all in one place for now. I had some tiny SD cards too. Let's put them all in the same place. 2 GB SD cards. 2 and 200 in the same box. So, because this is kind of old. There. So I'll just check with my kid what he wants to eat and get that started, and I'll be back hopefully before that's done. I'm sure I will. Ines, will you help him out? Suspected spam. We'll see. Sophia? Hello. Okay, they hang up. That was annoying because I'm kind of expecting a call. Det var ingenting till där. Linus, vad vill du ha? Labba. Spaghetti min slut. Linus, har du din telefon uppladdad? Du har ju telefonen laddad nu, va? So, let's see now. Verifying. Oh, I thought it would be done now. I guess it's quick, right? What do you think? Is it quick? So, let's continue with other stuff while we wait. Oh, this was some kind of... someone mentioned an alternative. So how does this thing work then? It has USB and 2 network cables. Apparently a power button too. Network multi-tool. Want just the basics there. Plug in line between your target and network. Flip a switch to select a payload. Okay. Connect to USB-C power source. Yeah, I was thinking, is this just for power then? Packet sniffing, remote access, man in the middle, and more. So, if we're making our own, thing like this, then we would want to know how these things work. Well, we can Google more later. That was just someone comparing these two. We can close that. So, the responder penetration testing tool is a link local. Oh, look, now we have the LLMNR explained. Link local multicast name resolution. NBTNS, which they assume we know what it is, and MDNS, poisoner. An example is if a target sends out an LLMNR request looking for a resource. The responder tool will send a response to the server directing all traffic to the malicious user. The tool allows the attacker to retrieve user hashes and OS info, making this an efficient tool for harvesting credential and reconnaissance. A Windows server makes an... Okay, so this is just explanation of the image. Server looks for a resource. Attacker, using a responder tool, provides a Windows server with an IP of the attacker's machine. The Windows server supplies its domain credentials to the attacker and attempts to access the specified resource. The attacker must be situated within the internal network of the victim. Alert logic coverage. Customer base. Now we're at this site's information. Using responder to capture credentials. They have the victim asks, connect me to, I don't know what that is. Sends to other machines, including our compromised machine. Do you know about this? Yeah, I know. I'm that, I guess is what he's actually saying here. and then it sends. And let's see now. My meeting starts in 2 hours, so I'll not be streaming very much longer. Because I have to eat too. In an ethical hacking project, using a safe virtual network environment. Okay. Saying educational a million times here. Let's see. My phone keeps complaining that it doesn't charge, so I'm unplugging it, plugging it back in. There. It should be quiet for a week again. Responder is snuffing tool used to gain vulnerable credentials for network traffic, including those sent over SMB, HTTP, and other protocols. Responder is also an poisoner, like we heard about before on the other page. And Windows environment protocols such as LLM and R, I guess I should get used to saying that, right? MBTNS can often be easily exploitable. Linked local multicast name resolution is a Windows component that acts as a host discovery method in Windows systems. Now we got more information. LLMNR is usually used very often in Active Directory environments. Local networks have many things on them that we as penetration testers can exploit. Windows stores password in the SAM database or AD database in domains, and they are hashed. I'm thinking we need to make notes, because memory can disappear, but notes, they stay there. So let's copy some bits to start with, and then let's make them better. So let's borrow this bit. And the page I closed, this was a simple image with a simple explanation. So we need to copy the image for it actually to be pasted here. Let's paste it in the images directory. And we're copying that bit too. Oh my, that's such a big header. I guess a bit of it is that I made my size of the text bigger. That's kind of the only thing that was better on that page. And then we had more here. Throughout the project, I adhered to ethical standard and never engaged in any illegal. Again. More disclaimer, okay? So now we have some practical examples. So, responder. So, as root user, why couldn't I just say sudo instead there? We had this from the other one too, and we did all, when we tried it with all, we got you have to have the IP then too. So, like example, and I think I had the microwave beeping. Examples. change my keyboard shortcuts there. Confirm that responder is up and actively listening. So when we run this, we get what's on, DCP off. Okay, so responder NIC IP. I'm very curious why they make this big screenshots. Notice the IP of the compromised Kali machine. Capturing. It would be nice to have like this output, but I want it in text, so we'll have to do it ourselves. We could just run it again. My Kali fell asleep though. I have to go check on the food. Open Windows, File Explorer. Alright. So this is how they test it. They type the IP there, and then I assume that we will see the output here. Yes, we send network credentials. After clicking enter, Windows security prompts ask for network credentials that trigger responder. Responder instantly captures SMB password hashes under the user admin for time. When the Windows security prompt, you already said that. Observe that responder captures SMB hashes associated with the user admin. You can also see that LLM and RN. Okay. I'm curious about this, but this seems like a bad example. Not anything bad about the person writing this. I just need more information. So now we getting a message here, which should indicate that it's finished. I didn't get any beep or anything. So it should have been disconnected, not yeah, there's no G here, which is interesting. I guess it had time to see it before it disconnected. So we have the new, we will have to before I go check the food, right? So putting this in here, and we should boot, no problems when I plug it in. So let's go to the VM. It's black right now because it's not started yet. I just want my full screen preview here first. So plugging in the power by USB-C, and we should have it boot. And the credentials were fixit42, right? So no fixit, just fixit. We also don't have network plugged in. Maybe I should do that. It's like very quick since I have a spare one here. So it's actually getting networking now too. There. We have we can look at that in a slower speed. Cause yeah, we never have time to read this. Even if you're the quickest reader on earth. Fail to start console service, set console font and key map, C system CTL, status console service for details. I guess we should just print screen. Resizing file system. Yeah, these are nice things. We don't want it to be the image size of 2.5 or 3.5, whatever it was. 2.5, right? Gigs. We wanted to use all of the 32 gigs. Resize to 524 to 880 blocks. Well, I'll go check on the phone while it's doing this. Ben. Oh, of course we got the horrible new image. But we got the login screen. And if I want to see that I missed, I can look. So I did fix it. And I did... let's see. Right, this keyboard is different on this keyboard. A few keys have moved around. Oh, seriously. No, I did password, didn't I? No, I changed it. Because of the SSH. Let's flip keyboards, cause I don't trust this keyboard to type right. And let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, I thought so. Now we're getting a better keyboard. Let's just wrong mouse. There. So now the other keyboard is connected, and that mouse pointer is annoying me. So this is the machines one. So no. Currently I don't like that I did put a harder password there, because I might not be able to type it, because I might not know what keyboard it is now. Let's actually remove the camera and stuff so we can see all of it. So we should have Swedish, right? Let's make sure that I selected the right one. I might not have. Because without Swedish keyboard, all the characters in the password will be wrong. Seriously, do I need 2 hands to scroll here? I don't think we can press keys in these, so... 4 fingers scrolling down. Well, I guess it's good that there are several languages and keyboards. And hopefully we can select the right one. So Swedish is selected. What is Swedish nuded keys? So but Swedish is selected. There's a Swedish Sign Language keyboard. I'm interested what that is. We don't want any Dvorak thing. I don't want to scroll this far down again. It should be the right keyboard. And this should work. I should have set no special keys. And we might have to redo this. This is so annoying. Just making sure I let's see if I can type some special characters.
Patrick says, test 1 key at username.
Yeah, I was just going to do special characters here. So I can do shift, that works. And I had to fix it there. I can do like special characters. They work. Might not be this that is a problem then. The keyboard seemed to work. So, I did fix it only, I'm kinda sure. I'm trying the password again, slowly. And the password is incorrect. Well, and I'm stuck at the horrible image that I switch out the first thing I do, you know? I switch to this image. I have to click. Oh, this is annoying. Remove the mouse. There. Yeah, what else could I possibly do? I'm kind of sure that I could have done the fix it case sensitively. I do not think I did, but and I'm kind of sad that I switched it. It's just because I enabled SSH. We could SSH to it and see if that works better, you know. Also, I need to stop streaming because I need to leave the house in a bit. So we don't really have any time to do more tests.
Can you do an reply as X11 Control Alt F1 greater than F2 greater than to switch between X11 and frame buffer?
That's a good question. Let's try. So Control Alt F1 F2. So yeah, we are at the login. Thank you for teaching me that. Yeah. So now I can see TTT1 and 2. How would I do to get back to the graphical interface? If I would want to. Thank you. This is great. It didn't work. It switches to TTY2. But I guess we could restart it, you know. F3. Yeah, I tried F3 and F4 was F4. Nothing. I tried. Let's just type this first now.
Arduku says Control Alt and F6 or F7.
Yeah, I guess we'll just continue. So let me type the password here and see if we can actually log in this way. So no, it's incorrect. Why is that? Because I did in the installation set extra options, you know. I wonder what the default password is. So let's try the if I switch to the
Patrico says root Kali.
Yeah, because we have another one, and I tried that there. We have another SD card we have installed also, and I couldn't find the password. So 5, 6. Oh, it was 7. We got it back on 7, but we can't find the password, and I do have to stop streaming, unfortunately. I would really like to, you know, follow this to its working nice end instead of just going, oh my god, it didn't work, you know. But the thing we were going for we were reading here about responder and started to make notes about responder. So I guess we'll have to continue. We were looking at...
You learn something every day.
Yeah, always. We were looking at the quick reds from LAN Turtle. Oh, we're going to look more at it. We have responder here. We're going to do fun stuff with this. We just have to get the password working. But seriously, I'm unplugging this for a second. Last test, because I still have the other SD card. Pulling the SD card out, putting the old SD card in. We couldn't log into, though it didn't even boot into graphical. So I don't know why it didn't do that. So now we have more people here. So let's switch back.
Arduku says, you van try also with root and Taurus pass.
Let's see. There. Yeah, I've tried root Tor. I tried Kali and I tried Kali backwards. I don't know if I tried root Kali, so let's try it. I think I did though. Everything was just wrong. Yeah. So we tried passwords and passwords. So and now we switch to a better keyboard. And if you have suggestions why it hops to this, oh right, I disabled the camera. That means you chat and everything too. So if you have any suggestion why this happens, I'm trying to point at stuff without you seeing me. And it's kind of tiny too. I've tried all the things I can think of. Password, I've tried like 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think that it's supposed to be Kali, the first one, and 4-letter password. Because I looked at a video with me doing that, but I might have changed it after that. So I'm not sure. Let's try that. The one I usually use for the virtual machines again, that I try to type now. Because I've switched the keyboard and it's still incorrect.
Kali and Kali works for the installs for VMs.
Yeah. I have done Kali here too, but let's do it for the 4th time. It still doesn't work.
Patrick says, is Kali use overlay file in the fat part as Raspi OS?
Is Kali use overlay file? This Kali is installed from a Kali ISO file. The other Kali is installed from the tool. I can show you in a second. I'm just going to try this switching that you did. And we have the switching here too. Because I imagine there's supposed to actually be a graphical one, but we just have the 6 terminal ones here. TTY 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and nothing more. The graphical was on 7 on the other one. So I'm removing the power here again. So and then I'm going to switch the SD cards around so that I know which one is which. The new installed one into the new there, and there was the network cable just falling to the floor. So I'm sad that I have to stop streaming, and we're currently drawing on the old preview there. I guess that we have let's